when the insecurities, okay, the little man syndrome and the femininity all kicks in, you get a Jose, y'all, a Jose. And that's why Jose thinks it's okay to talk to a woman the way he has been talking to Rachel. Y'all, I'm ready to get into this review, so let's just do it. This is a Married at First Sight Season 13, Episode 10 review, honey. And when I say that I was entertained, honey, I was definitely entertained. Forget last episode, because now Married at First Sight is finally starting to wake us up and make us pay attention. Okay, so let's just get into it. This week we are working on trust and intimacy, and what does that look like in our couple's relationship, okay? Dr. Viviana is gonna go talk to all the couples just to see, like how the trust is going. How's the intimacy? Okay, y'all, so Zach is sitting there at the gym, okay, getting his little workout on, and his friend Jerome come talk to him to see what's going on. Okay, is Michaela getting better? And Zach wants to tell him about how he gaslit her, okay, and how he's testing her, okay? He says that, oh, she's doing much better. We were at the house after dinner. We decided that we wanted to watch a movie, okay? So I went back to my house to go get the Apple TV, and we was going to have dinner, and we was going to watch movies. But then I decided that I was tired, okay? I didn't feel like going back, so I told her, like, listen, I'm not coming back. I'm just going to go to sleep, okay? And she didn't blow up. She didn't blow up. She called me and told me that she was hurt, and I just walked her through it. And like the way she handled it just lets me know that she's trying. And for that, yes, I'm happy. See, y'all don't want to hear me when I keep saying that. This man does things to people to cause them to act the way they act, because what he's doing, okay, is poking a bear. You poke a bear, you poke a bear, you poke a bear, and when that bear attacks, don't get mad. Don't get mad. You caused this. He literally just sat there and said that I just told her I wasn't coming back. And the fact that she was just like, hurt is okay, instead of her, acting out. I'm fine with her being hurt, but as long as she didn't blow up at me. Zach, go sit down. Go sit down. I keep trying to tell y'all, just because she was wrong, don't make him right. Just because she was wrong, don't make him right. He gaslit the crap out that girl just to see if she was going to react the way he thought she was going to react. And when he didn't, now he's happy. People don't blow up on people for nothing. I keep telling y'all, people don't blow up or catch attitudes or be mad at people for nothing. But y'all don't want to hear me. Let's keep going. Dr. Viviana goes to meet with Brad and Ryan. So she wants to know, like, how is the affection going? How's everything going? Brad's like, Ryan's very affectionate, he likes the hugs and kisses. And Ryan was like, yeah, to a certain point. Yeah, just a little bit. We're not really doing it, but we got some affection going on. So Dr. Viviana was like, so have y'all seen each other naked yet? AKA, have y'all had sex? And they're like, no. Ryan basically don't want to get it in because he's not really feeling her like that, and he knows that she got more feelings for him than he has for her. So he don't want to give her the D and demonize her, okay? And such, and then she start really like loving him and catching feelings, and he not here for that. I was like, Ryan, he didn't say it like that, but when he said it, like, I could just tell she got more feelings for me than I do for her, and that's why we ain't there yet. Listen, Ryan, if you don't like her, just don't like the girl. Don't play with her feelings. Don't play with her emotions. Just don't like her. Just don't, okay? He tells Dr. Viviana that he likes Rachel, but he just doesn't feel it. Like, he likes her. She's awesome. She's amazing, but, okay? She's amazing, but she's awesome, but. And Brad feelings is kind of hurt because she's like, I've been here before. I've heard this before. It's like I get in these relationships and the men are always like, it's not you, it's me. Because that's basically what he did, y'all. He basically is not you, it's me, her, okay? Made it feel like it's nothing to do with you. It's all me, okay? You're awesome. You're amazing. I just don't understand why I don't like you. You know why you don't like her. You don't like redheads. Say it, Ryan, say it. Okay, when you was at that confessional, was like, when you was talking to her mother and father, you was like, redheads are either hot or they not. You might as well have just said they not. Okay, you don't like her, and that's okay. But just say that then. Just say that then. So Dr. Viviana really wants to, break it down and get through to Ryan to figure out like what it is, okay? So Ryan prefers to talk to Dr. Viviana alone. So when they sit down, Brad goes to go cry in a room. I'm like, poor Brad, okay? He's like, oh, see, like it just hurts me to hurt her. Like I just feel like I made it worse, okay? Dr. Viviana is like, so what's the real deal? What's going on? So Ryan tells Dr. Viviana, like, listen, she's very high stressed. And, like, I just want her to be calm sometimes and relax, okay? So Dr. Viviana says, so what if she looked like your type? I said, oh, Dr. Viviana tries it because that man did not talk about that girl looks not one time, okay? She tried to get him to say that he wasn't attracted to her physically, okay? But Ryan was like, no, it's not really about the looks, okay? It's just like kind of her. Like, I want to come home and like want to throw her against the wall and like, take advantage of her. And, I want to have the butterflies and I'm not getting any of that. I want to be speechless when I see her. Okay. And Dr. Viviana was like, that sounds real Hollywoodish, okay? Something you will only see in a movie. And if that's what you're expecting, you're not gonna get that in a marriage, okay? You might get that one night, you guys got really, really drunk and now you feel like being frisky, okay? You got that when you're on vacation and maybe you don't have no worries going on about, bills and jobs and careers and stuff like that. So if that's what you think it's supposed to be like every time you see your wife, you got the wrong idea, sir. You got the wrong idea. And if that's how you feel, you're gonna end up single. I was like, you better tell it, okay? Don't nobody, look, half the time, most basic marriages, okay, don't even be like doing all that. They be mapping out days to have sex. We want to do it tonight? Okay, because I got work in the morning. So you want to get it done? Let's do it tonight, okay? Don't nobody just walk into the house and be like, ooh, throw you against the wall. Ooh, take advantage of me. What movies he been watching? Y'all get out this fairy tale. Disney done messed it up for us, okay? They really be having us thinking that, romance and love is like so intense all the time. No, it's definitely not. No, it's just not. Just letting you know. Okay, Ryan? So you're going to be single if you don't, tighten up. Tighten up. So then Dr. Viviana goes to see Zach and Michaela, okay? She comes in, she's like, oh, y'all moved in-ish. It's not as, full as all the other couple houses, but y'all here, okay, cool. I was like, that's because, Zach don't live there. Zach don't come there. Zach don't want to be there. And that's fine if Zach don't want to be there, but Zach, just say that. Just say that. Don't play with that girl's feelings and emotions. Just say that, okay? But anyway, as they start talking about trust, Michaela says that her trust is maybe at a 50, okay? It's like 50%. Like, I kind of trust him, but like he be doing stuff that be making me look at him sideways. Like when he don't come home, okay? Like when he say he coming back and he don't come back. Like when he make plans with me and then he, blows me off, okay? Zach's like, 50%? What, really? I'm sitting here like, it sounds about right, Zach. See, Zach don't know how to take accountability for his actions in anything. But okay, let's get into it. Zach basically wants her to understand that, listen, I only do these things because I don't really, I don't like how you handle conflict. Like, I'm permanently scarred from the way you blew up at me the other day, okay? Like, I just don't even know how to overcome it. Like, it's really getting to me, and I'm like, I just don't want to be there. But I'm thinking to myself, but like, Zach, if y'all was in the house and y'all was having dinner, y'all must have been having a good time. You must have decided that, things was okay. You was going to go back to your apartment, get the TV. Y'all was going to watch a movie. Y'all was going to enjoy each other's company. But did you do that? No. You stayed there and then you hurt her feelings and then you want her not to be hurt because she should understand that you just didn't want to come back. So Michaela's like, that's not fair. That's not fair because when you do things like that to me, I deal with it. I've learned not to blow up. I'm trying to, change. And you holding on to, grudges. You holding on to those blow ups. Like, it's not fair. Because like the same way I've done stuff, you've done stuff too. But it's okay for me to let it go, but you can't get over it. So then y'all, Zach finally admits that he didn't call her in the morning because he says, you have the absolute right to be upset for me not telling you where I went. Okay, so for all those people saying, oh, he did text her. No, he didn't, because he just admitted that she had every right to be upset that he did not tell her where he went. Okay, so now are you taking accountability for your actions? Are you understanding that people don't just be mad at you for nothing, Zach? Are you understanding that now? Are you growing up? Are you maturing? Are you changing? He's like, I'm not really mad at you being mad. I'm just mad at the way you handled it. I just can't get over how you handled it. And Michaela's like, well, listen, I've apologized. I've told you I apologize for what I've done wrong and things like that, and I'm trying to change. If you feel so uncomfortable, then why are we in this relationship? And that's what my point is. Zach, if you don't like the way she handled that conflict, if you don't think that she can change, if you don't want to be with her, then just be done. Do not play with this girl's feelings, emotions. Don't put her through the test. Don't put her through the ringers. Don't do all this stuff that you doing just to see if she gonna respond the way you think she gonna respond so that you can leave. Just leave. Just leave. It's nothing wrong with you saying, I don't want to deal with this type of energy in my life, and walk away. But don't sit there and say, oh, we in a good space to your friends, and then come there and say, I'm permanently scarred. Don't sit there and say, yeah, I can see her making an effort to change, and then sit there and say, I think this is just you and you're never going to change. You're contradicting yourself the whole entire time, sir. That's what you're doing. What do you feel? Because say how you feel and let it be that. Do you like it? Do you think she's changing? Do you not think she's changing? Are you happy? Are you not happy? Make it make sense, Zach, because it's not making sense. It's not making sense. Dr. Nicole's like, have you been perfect in this marriage? And he's like, oh, no, I haven't. I haven't. So then why do you expect her to be perfect? If you expect for her not to do the things that she's doing, she should have the same expectations for you not to do the things that you're doing. If you can never move past this, if you can never move forward, then just say that, okay? Dr. Nicole says, Dr. Viviana lets him know, like, what I'm hearing is that you have lost trust. You're not scarred, you just lost trust, and trust can be rebuilt. Zach don't want to hear that, okay? He not here for none of that, okay? He not here for none of that. So Dr. Viviana leaves and Zach wants to go cry at the table, okay? He just don't understand what he did. He just can't comprehend what he did wrong. What I noticed is that Zach don't know how to handle any type of conflict, okay? It's like he expects for him to be able to do and say whatever he wants, and no one should be able to respond any other way than what he thinks, than how he thinks they should respond, okay? It's okay for me to, do what I did as long as you don't behave the way you behave. Like, no, that's not how this works. And he wants to sit there and he wants to cry. You don't know how bad I wanted this, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I just don't know, and I just don't know. Michaela's like, listen, I understand why you're upset. I understand what I did, and I'm letting you know that it's okay, but I can't hide the fact that I feel like I'm being beat down because you won't let this situation go. He just don't understand what part he played in it. I'm like, listen, Zach, you already admitted to the part you played into the incident that we saw. You didn't communicate with your wife what you were doing. You didn't answer your phone calls or text messages from your wife. And when she got upset, you wasn't happy with the way she handled the situation. If you both could just admit that you're wrong, but you don't want to admit it, okay? At least Michaela's kind of admitting it and apologizing. Is she going to change? Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? But so far, she has been making a conscious effort to not behave that way. And if you're going to hold it against her forever, then just leave. He's a runner. He's a track star. He gonna run away when it gets hard. Exactly. Commitment issues. This idea that marriage is supposed to be perfect. This idea that no one is ever going to blow up in an argument is BS. That's where the learn how to fight fear comes into. Because everybody don't fight fair. Okay? But let's move on. So now everybody's doing these, pull the questions out the jar and answer the questions, okay? And first we get Jose and Rachel, okay? So the first question that they get is, tell us about a time that you've been embarrassed, okay? So, Rachel's like, I was embarrassed to tell you that I cheated because, the phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater. It just made me feel like, that's not fair. So Jose's like, but you learned from it though, right? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, if only he believed you. If only he believed you, okay? Then Miller and Gil's question is, what have you learned more of over the last 5 years? So Miller was like, patience. And Gil was like, You was less patient than this. I said, Gil, see, this is what I mean. You always taking jabs at this girl for no reason. Let that girl be, okay? Let that girl be, okay? But anyway, she's like, yeah, I was way less patient because, like, dealing with you, honey, I'd already cursed you out. But have you noticed I didn't do that yet? I'm just letting it fly by. She didn't say that, but that's what I feel like she wanted to say. Just saying. So then Bella and Johnny's question is, what's your biggest insecurity? Okay, so Val says that her biggest insecurity is that she wants to be perfect. Like, she wants things to be perfect, and she knows that it can never be that, okay? And then Johnny's is to, like, not live with a purpose and not to take risks, okay? He says he feels like this is the biggest risk he's ever taken, and it's paying off. So now he don't want to play it safe no more. He want to just go out and experience everything life has to offer. And I was like, that's cute, okay? Johnny finally in the game. His head is in the game. He's happy he's married because he getting some. That's what's happening, okay? Val must be putting it on him, okay, because now he's just so happy, and this is the biggest risk he's ever taken. It's actually paying off. So then they get another question. So then they pull another question. The question is, tell me about the time you've been most embarrassed or ashamed, okay? So Val starts talking about how, you know, when they would get off the bus from school, she would walk past our house because it was a trailer, and she didn't want to be embarrassed, and she didn't want people to know that's where she lived, and things like that. And then she talks about how her father was the town drunk, and then she couldn't be friends with her friends because the mothers didn't want them over there because the father was a drunk and a bad influence on the other fathers. And I was like, wow. So you did end up getting friends, letting them know where you live, but they couldn't come to your house? Wow, okay. Okay, but Johnny is like happy that she's being vulnerable with him. He's happy that she's opening up to him, and he just wants to be there for her. And I thought the scene was cute because then she jumped on him and they were just hugging and being intimate. And I'm just like, that's all it's about. It's about opening up, being vulnerable, and not being ashamed or insecure when it comes to your spouse. You should be able to let them, live through. You should be able to let them help you through that journey of healing, because what she went through for her was very traumatic, okay? And she obviously haven't gotten over it because it's really, really still a big thing in her mind, which is why she strives for perfection. So then Dr. Viviana goes to see Rachel and Jose, and y'all, they want to sit there and just be like, we just so happy. Everything's just so great. We just so happy. Oh my God, I can't ask for a better husband. I couldn't ask for a better wife. Dr. Viviana starts bringing up the sex, but they both look like they either don't want to answer or the sex ain't good. I'm just like, I'm thinking the sex is just not good, but they say that it's 2 thumbs up. So then, y'all, I want y'all to pay attention to what Rachel says. Rachel says that she has full trust in Jose, and she feels like they're always on the same page. Hold on to that, y'all. Hold on to that, because she said that she has full trust in Jose and that they're always on the same page as they sit there and try to convince us that they are so happy and in love, okay? So now Brad and Michaela, they go to the rooftop or the penthouse or whatever to just catch up and talk a little bit. Now, Brad's basically telling her that Ryan has not been home in the last couple of days because he needs to reset. He needs to go clear his mind. I'm like, I'm so tired of them and these resets, okay? Between him resetting, Johnny resetting, everybody resetting. You don't get to leave for 2 to 3 days to go reset in a marriage, but okay, it's married at first sight, so I guess, right? I guess. Michaela's, telling her about how, she's trying to, do better, and how Zach don't seem to want to accept the fact that she's trying to do better and he's not trying to move forward. He wants to hold on to grudges, but overall they working on it. I said, who child? Listen, y'all, I'm just sitting here like, at this point everybody needs to just be done. Brett said, like, listen, if I wasn't married, I would be like, you don't like me, you're wasting my time, so peace, okay? But she can't do that because this is a marriage. And that's what I was telling y'all before when y'all was like, oh, Zach just run. And I'm like, I don't think it was big enough for him to just run. It's a marriage. Try to work it out. As long as she ain't physically abuse you or do anything to hurt or harm you. I mean, it was just some words, a little disagreement. It may have been too much for him from what we saw. I mean, she didn't slam him down on the table like the Clorox wipes. She just slapped, the Clorox wipes, and he wasn't even there to see it. So, I'm just let that go. Talk about it. Move forward, okay? So now Dr. Viviana goes to talk to Gil and Mirla. And Mirla, and they start talking about intimacy, okay? So they start talking about emotional intimacy, okay? And Mila is like, well, for me, it's a 7, okay? Gil is like, it's an 8, okay? So they're kind of on the same level when it comes to emotional intimacy, and I think they really do have that. I feel like they really be getting to know each other. They really be talking. They really just be like, in each other's headspace. They kind of like, they vibe together really well, okay? Even like, I would say more so like as friends than anything, okay? But overall, emotionally, they seem to be on the same page now. But when we get to physical intimacy, Mila's like, it's pretty much a 7 too. Like, it's flat out across the board, it's pretty much the same. Gil's like, what? You really think so, huh? She's like, well, I mean, for me, at the speed that I'm going, I feel like it's a 7, okay? He was like, well, it's more like a 5 for me, okay? And of course, it's going to feel like a 5 for him because he's not getting any kisses, okay? So when they start talking about her not wanting to kiss him, he's like, listen, it still stands that if she doesn't kiss me by decision day, I want a divorce, okay? Dr. Viviana's like, so that's not changing? He's like, no, it's not changing. Mila's like, we're not getting divorced. We're just not getting divorced. Like, he doesn't even have to worry about that. And, he's like, this shouldn't even be a thing. And so basically what Mila was trying to tell us that she plans on giving him this kiss, okay? But he just needs to calm down and be patient. Calm down and be patient, okay? So she does tell the producers that, she does feel like a kiss is coming soon, so watch out. And I was like, girl, if you want to kiss that man, kiss that man. Why you gotta take us through the ringer of violence, okay? Let's not do that. Let's not do that, okay? He's not a stranger like you claim he is. He's your husband. It's been a couple of weeks. Give him a kiss. If you're emotionally invested, like you said you is, it's a 7, close to an 8. Why not just give that man a kiss so maybe we could get to this intimacy level a little bit faster, okay? So then Dr. Viviana goes to see Johnny and Bao, okay? And, she wants to, ask them, have they put each other through any tests, okay? And Johnny's like, of course I have, okay? Like this morning, we were supposed to make the bed together, but it felt like she ended up just walking me through it, and I ended up making the bed. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, okay? That's how you get started, so you can just walk away. And he said, like, yeah, but I like doing stuff together. Like, I really enjoy cooking with her. So I thought us making the bed together was going to be a good thing. I'm like, Johnny, don't nobody want to do chores together? Nobody want to do chores together, okay? Making the bed, you could do that. you could do that. We could cook together, but why we got to make the bed together? Okay, whatever, Johnny. So then they start talking about sex, of course, and, Johnny said, and Bao says that it's intense, okay? And Johnny's like, yeah, it's good, okay? And so Dr. Viviana is like, is it still like vanilla sex, okay? Vanilla sex. And, he was like, kinda. And Bao looked like, really? Okay, for me, it was kind of exciting. I said intense. You talking about vanilla, okay? But for Johnny, he just wanted to get in, okay? He wanted to get in. He had a goal to accomplish, okay? He was in that lust phase. He ain't had nothing in a long time, and he wanted to get it in, okay? But in that relationship, we could tell that Bao is the freak, okay? Bao's like, we could try more varieties of things, okay? Bao's thinking maybe, put my leg up here, toss me around, put my head, do a little bit of that, a little variety of some stuff, okay? I'm tired of the basic, hit it, quit it, be done type of situation. Okay, you gonna go down or okay. Oh, anyway. And I was like, but she wants to end up having sex at least daily or at least every other day. And the only thing I could think of why Johnny don't want to do that at least daily or every other day is the days that she don't want to get in the shower at night. So I'm thinking like, Bao, if you wanted to get this in every night or even every other day, then you might want to do these daily showering so that your husband won't feel uncomfortable trying to get nasty with you. Just my opinion, but we're going to move on. So Zach takes Michaela to his friend's house so that they can, swim in the pool because they didn't really get a honeymoon to enjoy, swimming and stuff like that. And I must say they looked like they had a good time in the pool, just hanging out, relaxing, being goofy and stuff like that. And I was like, this is the Michaela and Zach that we're used to seeing from the time that we did see them, okay? They have to play the blind truth, okay? They write down 7 questions that they want each other to answer. They put a blindfold over it and they just tell their truth, okay? So the first question is, what was she first attracted to? And she says his face. Like, I was first attracted to your face. You're handsome. And then, what's the one thing you're sorry for? And she says, I'm sorry for blowing up. And then he says, if there is anything about me you would change, what would it be? And she says, the way you hold on to grudges. And he's like, so you think I hold on to grudges? And she's like, absolutely. And he like, really? I'm like, yes, Zach, you were like the king of grudges, okay? You hold on to them things and like you don't want to let them go forever and ever and ever, okay? And then the last question he asked was, what's one thing you miss about me? And she says, I miss seeing you completely happy and I want you to get back to that 100%. And he was like, you don't think I'm happy? And she was like, no. Like, what are you talking about? Zach, what fantasy do you live in? And he was like, I'm going to get back there. I'm going to get back there. I said, no, you're not, Zach, okay? Because you can't let go of the grudge. You're going to hold on to it forever. You're going to always have it deep down inside. You're going to just be bitter about it. And then you're going to end up getting divorced because you're not going to be able to let it go. That's just how it's going to work. But anyway, her question is, what do you need from me? And he says he needs understanding. He needs her to understand that, the way she handled things is really bad, but he can tell that she's working on it. I said, Zach, keep the same energy because you quick to flip-flop on us, okay? You could tell she working on it now? You sure? Okay. So then she asks him, do you like me? And I said, oh, that's a tough one, right? Because, like, you would assume that Zach just don't like her because he already told her that that's just her. Like, he don't really like her, basically, or the way she responds to conflict, and that she can never change, and that's just part of her, and so he shouldn't like her if you think about it logically, right? But he says, of course I like you. And she was like, you do? And he was like, did you ever think I didn't? And she's like, yeah. And I'm just saying, like, Zach, what fantasy world do you live in? He's like, I absolutely like you. I was just like, this man is confused. You just said you were scared of this woman. You just said you didn't want to be in a house with this woman. You just said all this stuff, but you like her. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all about them two. I don't know. But when she asked him, could he see a future with them? Could he see his future with her? He says he's not really sure. He's kind of in a doubtful place, but he's very hopeful. Zach, I guess. I mean, it's honest. It's real. He's not sure. He's doubtful if they're gonna make it, but he hopes that they do. And I'm like, fair enough. It's fair enough, okay? That's all I got to say, y'all. It's fair enough. He has every right to be doubtful about, this relationship. Ryan is making dinner for Ryan because y'all know Ryan ain't been at the house in like a couple of days because he's resetting or whatever, okay? So she's kind of nervous because, she kind of feels like, he don't like her. He's rejecting her, but, like they got to have these conversations. They got to talk or whatever. So when he comes in and they sit down, they start to eat, okay? She asks him, does he feel better? And he says, I feel much better. And, then he tells her, like, listen, if you see me starting to shut down or if you see me, like, going into a sunken place, just call me out on my BS. Let me know, like, how you feeling, okay? And she was like, okay, that's good. So basically what Ryan wants her to do, because the way he feels has not changed, okay? He still doesn't feel that spark. He's still not really into her like that. But he wants her to call him out when he's starting not to feel like, when it's starting to show. Okay, he wants her to call him out when it started to show that he doesn't really like her. Because now he feels better about telling her that he doesn't really like her. I said, who child, the logic of it all? So you want her to let you know when you acting like you don't like her so that you could just tell her that you don't like her. Okay, got it, cool. Gotcha. You'll get a present at the door, y'all, because, it's time to work on some of this intimacy now. We done talked about the trust, okay? We done did the trust exercise. Time to get on to the intimacy, okay? So Millie's excited because it's a package. Like, she likes packages, okay? Who don't like packages? I love packages. But anyway, he's like, calm down. Do you have the ADHD? And I'm like, Gil, see, it's the jabs for me, okay? She got patience. She said she got more than she ever had, so I'm believing it. I'm definitely believing it because I'd cursed Gil out and then still went through that package, okay? Now, Millie don't want to do anything in that daggone exercise that got to do with her mouth, okay? She don't want to take no body shots, got to do with her eyelashes, okay? She not blindfolded anything, okay? She's just like, no, we're not going to do this, okay? So the one thing that they can do, because we can't talk about how you want him to initiate sex, but they can, cuddle and deep breath. Cuddle and deep breath, okay? She says, I love cuddling, okay? Because she's so uncomfortable with physical affection, but she really loves cuddling and she loved being in the arms of her husband. And for her, that was a big deal. It was really intimate for her. And I said, see, we all have our different love languages. If Gil could just realize that Mila likes the simple cuddling and, holding, he might be actually able to get somewhere because she enjoys it. And I actually really think that, they like each other. Y'all tell me I'm wrong or not, but it looks like they like each other. I'm just saying, okay? I don't know, y'all. I be flip-flopping with these couples. But it's hard not to flip-flop with these daggone couples when you don't know how it's going to go every day, okay? One week we like Ryan and Brad. One week we like Jose and Rachel. One week we like Michaela and Zach. One week we like Bao and Johnny. And then next week we don't like nobody. Like, it be like that with these couples. Like, they cannot be consistent. None of these couples are consistent. So then Mirla and Gil have to touch foreheads, and they have to, you know, tell each other what they love about being with them, what they need from each other, and what are they challenged by, okay? So Mirla says she loves waking up to him. She needs him to continue to be patient. Her challenges is his patience. And I was like, that makes sense. She wants him to continue to be patient with her, but she can tell that, you know, he's being very challenged with the patientness, okay? Because he's always taking little jabs at her, okay? And she knows that it's starting to get to him, okay? Now, for him, he says that he loves her compassion, okay? But what he needs from her is desire. He wants to feel wanted. He wants to feel needed, okay? And then for his challenges, it's just the lack of intimacy for him, okay? And I was just like, oh, I feel like they really can just connect because, like, they really know what they want from each other. They really know what they need. They know what they like about each other. And if they can just take in this information that they're giving each other and use it, they can really be a good couple, okay? They really could. I don't know if because all the other couples are really like just really getting on my nerve that I'm really feeling it for Gil and Mirla, but I'm just saying, I'm rooting for them at this point. I feel like they can actually make it, okay? Okay. So now, y'all, let's get to this Jose and Rachel situation. And y'all can tell that I'm getting hot in front of this ring light, okay? So me in front of this ring light and about to drag Jose for dear life. It's not going to make it any better. It's not going to make it any better, but let's get into it because we got to get into it. Okay, so Jose says that Rachel called to, y'all, I'm going to read this off my notes, so don't worry if I'm not looking at you. I just want to be very specific on what I'm saying, okay? Jose says that Rachel called him another man's name. So he's not happy. He's yelling at her in the footage like, you called me by another man's effing name. She says, I apologize. He says, well, you didn't do it good enough. Then he proceeds to say, this is an effing marriage, not some effing like boyfriend and girlfriend SHIT. Rachel says, this is a marriage and this is how you talk to your effing wife? She says, I'm sorry, but you are not going to talk to me like that, okay? He says, then get the F out. Pack your bags and bounce. Jose, is that your house? Jose, do you pay rent there? Who the heck are you to tell somebody to pack their bags and bounce? Who are you to tell somebody to get the F out? First of all, let me tell you something, you little man, okay? Because if it was me, Rachel was too kind, okay? Rachel was sitting there talking about some, you're not going to talk to me like that because I would have stood up. I would have been all up in your face like this. Who the hell do you think you talking to? Because, honey, it's not me. It's not me. And you don't pay rent here. So for you to tell me to get out, you must have lost your mind, okay? That's what must have happened. Okay, I'm going to need you to take a break, go find your mind, and then come back and talk to me like a regular adult, okay? Because right now you're acting like your height and not like your age. Let's keep going. But y'all, it was this comment that got me a little riled, okay? It got me a little riled, okay? Because he was like, do you want me to pull it off and throw it at you now? I said, pull what off and throw it at what? Oh, you talking about pulling off your ring and throwing it at her. That's what you talk about? See, what you not going to do is sit here to threaten to throw stuff at me. Because, honey, what I will do is take this shoe off and toss it at your mother effing head. Okay? Toxic Hurricane Chloe would have came out that day because you're not going to be threatening me like that. I don't take lightly to no threats. Rachel's a better woman than I probably will ever be, honey. Ever be. Kudos to you, Rachel. That's how Zach wants you to handle being disrespected. And that's how Zach wants you to handle it, okay? That you go be with Zach because Zach wants to be able to say and do whatever the heck he wants to do so that you, as long as you don't blow up. Then go do that. She handled it the way he wanted it. Switch couples. Switch couples, okay? Because Jose and Michaela, that would have been a showdown I would have been ready to watch. Just saying. Just saying. But then he tells her, I got stuff to do. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with you. Get out. Get your stuff and go. Child, that would have been it for me. That would have been it for me because they would have been breaking me up on national television, okay? Okay, this... It's the disrespect. The way he talked to her was so unnecessary. You only knew that girl for 3 freaking weeks. 3 weeks. You have not been married to her longer. You were not engaged. You literally just met her, and you got the nerve to be this upset. I can see if y'all was getting it in and then she called you by another man's name, because that would have took me over the edge too, okay? But what are you really mad about, okay? She messed up your name. Y'all could have had a conversation. Y'all could have talked this through. You could have told her how you really felt, how you really felt, Jose, without doing all that get out BS, okay? And ready to throw rings at her or whatever, okay? What you could have did was say, I'm not really feeling this right now. And because we've been through, and because I know that you cheated in the past, it's really making me feel uncomfortable, okay? And then y'all could have had a conversation, but because you don't know how to handle yourself, okay? You want to sit up there and act like a little man child. And that's exactly what happened. That's what happened. But you lucky that it's not me. You're just lucky that you didn't marry me, okay? Or but yeah, you're just lucky you didn't marry Michaela, because that could have been more realistic. Just saying. Y'all, Bright and Ryan go do tantric yoga. And I'm just saying, like, why? This is so awkward, okay? The lady is sitting there moaning in her man's ear. And I'm like, ew, this is disgusting. Like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see this. Like, why are we doing this, okay? She's rubbing on his body. And, like, I'm just like, oh, it's so cringy. It's cringy, okay? But he tells her that the first thing he noticed, but the one thing he really likes about her is her eyes, okay? And she's like, I really like your beard, okay? Now she's laughing and she's making jokes because she feels uncomfortable, because she already know he not really feeling her like that, and she don't want to give him any more boost to his ego than she has already done for him not to reciprocate it. Basically, y'all, that's basically what was going on in that situation. Now, let's get back over to Jose and Rachel, because now it's the next day and we need to talk about this, okay? So when Rachel comes in, Jose talking about something, how was your day? I said, not how was your day, like you didn't just blow up and curse me out and threaten to throw stuff at me last night, okay? So Rachel was like, do you think the way that you talked to me was okay? He like, I told you I wasn't happy. But do you think the way that you told me you wasn't happy was okay? I said, girl, boss up, okay? Do you think the way you told me you wasn't happy was okay? Because I'm really confused, okay? He's like, apparently not. Apparently not? What do you mean apparently not? She says, you locked me out. He was like, you disappeared and I didn't know where you were going. Jose, she disappeared. You didn't know where she was going. She's like, I didn't even have my bag. I didn't have anything with me. I went to walk Brittany out, okay? We talked for a little bit and I came back and you had the door dead bolted locked, okay? He says, I always lock up. I always protect my property. It's not your property. You don't pay rent there. See, what happened to this love that you had for her? When you left out the house in the morning, you said, I love you too much. What happened to that too much love that you had for your wife that you left outside overnight with nowhere to go? Not a key to her car, not a pocketbook, not a Mac card, not a credit card, not a debit card, not nothing. She had no keys to her car. She had no keys to her own house, okay? She couldn't get into nobody else's house. She only had, what happened to this love, Jose? Because you love her too much, you said. You love her too much. You don't care. You don't care. You want to know why? Because if you cared, you would have cared about her safety. You didn't call her and ask her where she coming back. You didn't send her a text message. You did nothing. You locked that door and you went to sleep. And I know you heard her knocking. You decided not to answer the door. You low down little man. That's what you are. A low down little man. How dare you say you love this woman, you care about this woman, she's your wife, she's your everything, you're so happy, she's everything you ever wanted, but you don't care about her safety enough. You could be mad all you want to be mad. You can even blow up and have a fit all you want to have. But what you're not going to do is leave your wife standing outside where she has nowhere to go, and then you won't let her in like that's your property when it's not even your property. Make it make sense, because it's not making sense. Make it make sense because it's not making sense. Whew. But what was really getting under my skin was the little smirks that he was making, the under the breath laughing while she's talking. And she's like, I'm done. And he was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. Whatever, I don't care. With all your little feminine energy. It's whatever. I don't even like girls anyway, so you could go. I was just using you anyway to have a baby or two. It's okay, you could go. Why would I even fight for this? Why would I even want this? I don't even like girls. Like, come on, let's be real. Because that's the energy you was giving off, okay? You was giving off that real feminine energy. Just letting you know that, Jose. Just letting you know that. Okay? But then Rachel comes in because producer make her, coming in, get out her last, final words. Say what she gotta say. Now, this is the part where I started side-eyeing Rachel, because Rachel pulls out her phone talking about how, she wrote this 2 weeks ago, and how she was saying that they was going to end up being, how she thought she was going to build a marriage with someone, and then end up having to build a marriage, then end up coming into a marriage where everything was already built for her, and that they not on the same page. I said, sis, let's go back to the conversation that you had with Dr. Viviana. Did you not tell Dr. Viviana that everything is perfect and you're so happy and you're always on the same page? Then you sit here and tell him that you're not on the same page. Make it make sense. Both of you guys are crazy. You're crazy. You're in delusion. You're in the lust or something, because you don't love him. He don't love you, because obviously, okay, you're doing what you always say that you do. You conform to whoever they want you to be, because you was fine with going along with his little, this is the life that I built for us, until now he done said something to you and did something to you. Now you ready to say your real feelings when you should have did this a long time ago. So for that, you're effed up for that, okay? Because he was feeling like everything was good until you called him another man's name, that is, okay? Jose's like, so you didn't tell me this. Like, you never said any of this. And I'm like, exactly. But she's sorry for it. She takes accountability for it. Unlike Jose, who just can't understand what he did wrong. He just can't understand what he did wrong. Jose, no one's being mad at you for being mad at her for her calling you another man's name. No one's mad at you for that, sir. We're mad at you for locking her out of the house and then threatening to throw something at her. You could even curse. Y'all can have a big blow up and curse each other out all you want. But when you threaten to throw something at somebody and then you lock them out the house, okay, and you telling them to get out, get out, get out, that's what the problem is. And you can't understand what you did wrong. How anybody with eyes can see what you did wrong, Jose. Anybody. Just saying. So now, y'all, it's time for Johnny and Val to work on their intimacy, and I just want to let y'all know I don't know why Married at First Sight is trying to sell us soft porn at this point. Because I was like, do we really need to see all of this? Okay, the licking of the nables and, the blowing on the necks and, the jumping on top of each other. Like, is this something that we really need to see? I mean, we could just understand that they, have good, chemistry, okay? But I guess it's healthy and I guess it's cute in a marriage, right? I just was confused as to how one episode they had, one scene they had on costumes and the next scene they didn't. But anyway, we already know that they got a good sex life, I guess, apparently, or whatever. It was cute, but did we need all of that? Maybe not. Maybe not. It was very uncomfortable for me. It was very uncomfortable for me. Just saying, okay? Just saying. So now all the girls going out, and they're going to, I guess, take out some anger and stress and, break stuff and things like that, okay? And all the guys are hanging out and they're going to golfing, okay? We realized that Michaela is not with the girls, and word on the street is that she had a blow up with the girls, and that's why she wasn't there. Okay, now if that's something I would have wanted to see, okay, so this all could come into context more when it comes to Zach, okay? But if you're going to leave out some stuff, then we can't make sense of a situation, okay? But according to Brett, she was under the weather. She wasn't feeling good, so she didn't come, okay? She didn't come. The women are in there, tearing up stuff, smashing stuff, throwing stuff, hitting stuff. And I mean, you would think Bao had a lot of anger, okay? But I was here for all of the smashing and stuff because I was like, oh, I need to do that. But y'all, the way my body's set up, I just start sweating and getting hot and be like, no, I'm done. I'm good. Okay. Oh, I lost a jewel on my nail. Nope. I'm going to be like, Marilyn, this is just not my type of fun. It sounds fun. It looked like it may be fun. But do I really want to do all of this? No. Too much energy. Too much. But anyway, y'all, the guys are over there golfing and they don't know how to golf. They don't even know how to hold a, golf stick. So Ryan comes in and saves the day, and he's showing them how to like golf and everything. And I'm like, they're having a good time, okay? So now Jose decides that he wants to tell the men that Rachel wants a divorce. He's like, she called me by another man's name, and then I got mad, and now she want a divorce. Y'all, it's laughable because like it don't make sense, okay? He was like, and apparently I locked her out. The guys was like, apparently you locked her out? I've never accidentally deadbolted the door on somebody, like locked them out. So Gil was like, you locked the door? What, and not knowing she was in the house? Did you even call her? Nah, something not right. Something not adding up. I said, if it ain't one thing about Gil, Gil gonna get all the tea, okay? If it's not nothing about Gil, Gil gonna ask all the questions, okay? All right? He like, no, it wasn't intentional. Zach was like, I never intentionally locked the door knowing someone wasn't, knowing my wife wasn't in the house. I'm like, yeah, like that, you don't do that. Like, what are you talking about? You may lock the bottom lock, the top lock, but you don't go lock the deadbolt so they definitely can't get in unless you don't want them in, okay? So the guys is like, this isn't adding up. This isn't making sense, okay? So Jose, Gil's like, Jose, you're definitely missing some details. Like, this just doesn't add up. Like, how did you go from she called you another man's name, y'all got into an argument, now she wants a divorce? Like, you're missing something, okay? So then Ryan was like, I'm just gonna say it. She called you Johnny's name. I said, Johnny? Hold on. Y'all, I'm hot. Hold on. So she called him Johnny's name? That's why he mad, because y'all know he went Johnny. Y'all cracked up. Like, what? She called him Johnny. They like Johnny Jose. It's kind of similar. Like, she just got a little name mixed up. I said, not she called him Johnny, y'all. They was in his feelings. He was mad because she called him Johnny, okay? And he know he want Johnny off of himself, and that's all it really came down to, okay? I'm just playing. Don't come for me, y'all. Don't come for me, y'all. But I thought it was hilarious that he said that she called him Johnny. I thought it was hilarious. But they was really going to try to hold that out from us. Like, they didn't want us to know. Like, honey, she met you and him at the same time. It's easy mix-up. Just easy. And you probably talk about Johnny just as much as she said his name. Just saying. But anyway, just saying. So, according to Rachel, like, she just don't know, like, if this is going to last. Because they're married legally, but emotionally, all that's out the window. She's not here for none of it. And I was just like, exactly. Brett even tells her, like, look, this is just human decency. You shouldn't lock anybody out. Take the husband and wife away from it. This is just, like, human decency. Y'all, Married at First Sight season 13, episode 10 gave us some stuff to give us, okay? And they gave us some stuff to talk about, and that's for sure. I'm like, dang. This was an action-packed filled episode, and I enjoyed it. Y'all, let me know what you think down below, okay, about all of this that just happened in this episode. Let me know how you feeling, okay? Don't forget to comment, like this video, share it out, subscribe. Are you subscribed? Subscribe. Okay. All right, y'all. Bye. Peace.